Hi everyone, I just wanted to hop on today and do a quick video tutorial for you on how to make a preset in Lightroom to fix your neon green. So that neon green grass, those neon green leaves, all that we get in the summertime. Just a quick preset to kind of bring those down a little bit so they don't distract from what's going on in your image. So we're going to go ahead and make the preset and then apply it to a couple different photos and show you how to tweak it. So that you can go ahead and start using it on your images. So I picked a few images here that have lots of green in them. So we'll start with this one to create our preset. So just go ahead and pull up an image that has lots of green in it. And then what we're gonna do, I'm not gonna do any other edits to it, but what I wanna do is come down here to the HSL color panel and we're going to start with saturation. So you can see here the two sliders we're really going to work with the most today are the yellow and green. So if I take the yellow slider here, you can see there's actually a lot of yellow that is in our neon greens. So if you pull it all the way down, it desaturates those greens quite a bit. You can see it brings them up into that neon color when you take it to the right. So we're just going to pull them down quite a bit here to take the yellow out of that green. Okay, so then we're going to go down here to the greens, and you can see same thing. When you pull it to the left, almost turns the green a grayish color, and when you turn it towards the right, it really enhances those neon greens. So we're going to pull that one down a little bit here too. Let's go -25 or so. I'm going to bring that one back up just a touch. Okay, so obviously when we pulled the yellow saturation down, it desaturated the other yellows in the images too. So her boots, her dress, the flowers on her dress, the flowers over here. We can bring all of those back later using a brush or radial filter. So we'll do that in a little bit, but we're just going to get our green preset going here first. Another thing that I like to play with is the luminance slider. You can see this makes a very big difference. If you pull it all the way down, you're going to start to get, your colors are going to start to look pretty wonky here. I'm not going to pull the yellow one too much on this. I'm going to pull the green one just a touch. So you can see the green really affects just the richness of those greens. The luminance really means how much light is in the color. So you can see it kind of pulls down the highlights a little bit in those colors. So I'm just going to go a little bit there to like -10. So then we're going to go over here to hue. Now I like my greens to kind of have a different hue depending on what season it is. In the summertime, I like to have my greens be a little bit more on the cool side. So kind of more over towards blue. So I'm going to take that green over that way. And I always like my yellows a little bit warmer. So I like to pull them away from green and more towards the orange color. So again, this affected the entire image. So as I was doing these edits, I was looking just at the greens. I was not paying attention to what it was doing to my subject. So we can fix that in a minute, but let's go ahead and just make our preset. So we're going to come over here to presets and we're going to click on the plus sign and we're going to go to create preset. Now yours may pop up with all of these selected. What I want you to do, so if it looks like this, I want you to just check none. So we want to clear this off so we're only selecting what we want to select. Now I didn't do any other edits here, so it wouldn't really matter too much for me, but if you did do other edits to your image, what you want to do when you make your preset is just click this color part. So that is only going to select what we did in the color panel. Okay, so then let's go ahead and name our preset. I'm going to name it Fix Greens. And I'm gonna put mine in my user presets folder, but you can decide where you want to put it and we'll click create. So let's just look at a quick before and after here. So you can see we toned those greens down right a bit, but you can still tell they're green. They still have a nice rich green color to them. So let's go ahead and try to apply our preset here to a different image. So let me scroll over here and find another image that has lots of green in it. Okay, so now when we apply our preset, we're just going to come over here to our user presets and we're going to click fix greens. So let's just do a quick side by side here. So you can see still very green, but it pulled down a little bit of that neon color that's in the greens. Obviously his skin here, let's show you how to kind of counteract the preset because since it was applied globally, it has made him look a little green. So I could use a brush or a radial filter. I'm just going to use a radial filter here and I'm going to go to exposure, but I'm going to zero it out. So I'm just going to put that right over top of him here. And I'm going to add a little yellow back into him to warm him up there. And then of course I want to add some red because this has all made him look very green. So let's just add a little bit of magenta, sorry, not red, magenta back in. And you can kind of warm up to however your skin tone like naturally would look with him there. So let's do kind of a side by side. All right, so this was our before here. We have those neon greens. He looked very washed out. We've added a little color back into him and taken our greens down. So I like how that's looking so far. So let's do one more here. Let's see. I have some sunflower photos here. Let's just grab one of these. Make sure there's no other edits done on it yet. All right, so then let's go ahead and just click our fixed greens on this one. And just alone there, let's do a side by side. So you can see it just pulls, it also desaturated the flowers here, but it pulled the neon green or kind of the yellows out and really made those sunflower greens look nice. Now let's go through and fix some of these yellows. So we're gonna go ahead and grab a brush and I'm gonna just bump the yellow up, add a little saturation and a little warmth here too. And then I'm just going to run this brush kind of over where all the yellows are here. And you could be more careful with this if you want, but just for the sake of today, let's just run it over all these yellow sunflowers here. Let's take a look at our mask. Make sure we're getting everything we want to here. So that's looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and click back. And let's see here. I actually kind of like how that looks, but let's just even add a little more yellow. And I'm going to bring the exposure down just a touch and bump the saturation a little more. All right, I like how that looks. So let's do our side by side again. So you can see we toned down the greens, and then I like having my sunflowers be a little more of a yellowy orange. So you can see the before here and the after there using our preset. So so that is how you make a preset to fix your neon greens in Lightroom. So let me know if you have any questions about that. Hope it was helpful. Thanks.